How's it going,
Hello,
yo?
everybody.
Hello.
It has been
What's
a
Hello.
goody?
it has been a hot ass minute since we've
It
even
has been a
uploaded
long
here.
minute.
But you
But
know
this is
what?
something, yeah,
This
this is
is
something
something that we wanted to do because
The
we've
day
been
is
excited.
approaching.
the
The
day's
day is
approaching
very
and
really
we want to
approaching.
give voice our opinions on Switch 2. This is something that uh surprise, we're Nintendo fans, so this is something
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah. And
Not
that we've been
really.
So
following.
specifically, like, really hard for about
No,
the
we're Xbox fans. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Well, okay, so the direct is next Wednesday, April 2nd.
We are
Um,
recording
we're,
this at like 11 p.m. on Friday, March the 28th.
and we don't
yeah,
know when
and,
this will go up. So
yeah, we don't know when this is gonna. Probably tomorrow, if anything. So
yeah.
you know, it's a day after. But we just want to give our predictions because we would probably forget if we don't do it now. So
Yeah.
I think this would probably be the best time to do it.
All right,
The
so
Right
best
now.
thing to do it, and also just document, if we're right or if we're wrong, whatever.
And
yeah.
a couple of things that we have is pretty big, I'd say. A lot of stuff that we have might not be feasible in any way. Nintendo probably won't do it, but that doesn't mean that's something we don't want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, first we got the pricing, release date, and the direct. Or no, pre-order. Sorry. I think the price is gonna be $400.
400,
Price is, I
450
think
maybe.
I have a
price is
feeling.
under 500.
Yeah, I have a
I'd
feeling it's gonna be
for
400
me
on the dot.
for me it's gonna for me I'd have to say it's gonna be around 400 or 450 at most.
Yeah, that's
Because
what I'm
I
saying.
honestly, $500 is the same price as a PS5, and I don't see Nintendo competing with Sony's price because ever since the Wii, they've never really done that, like, ever.
I mean,
I mean,
yeah,
they've
because like
always
let's not
been
forget, like
less than consoles.
the Wii was released at like 250, while the PS3 at launch was 600 goddamn bones.
And the Xbox 360
Exactly.
was $400 back in like 2006. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
just looking at previous generation again with the Wii U, the Wii U
That
was around like 350, 300. The
that
PS4 I think was 400, right?
that generation was so
Okay,
wacky, bro.
I'm thinking like 400 makes a lot of sense though because the current Switch, not OLED, is 300. The Switch OLED is 350. So the Switch 2 would, I guess, at a 400 price point would make sense because
Yeah.
And I know like inflation or whatever, that has something to do with this.
Yes.
And I just think that 400 is a sweet spot.
Yeah.
yeah,
But
and honestly,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
but here's the thing: you can't but obviously you can't just be like, oh yeah, no, there's no way that they won't do 500. While it obviously doesn't sound realistic,
It's
but like
possible.
but it's possible,
fair.
but would Nintendo actually do that though?
and
Like,
also,
No one expects the PS5 Pro to be 700.
I feel like that would just be a bad move on
and
Nintendo's
also
part.
like a lot of people have said, and a lot of people think Nintendo wants to make this look good to customers and younger audiences. So obviously they don't want to really go over the price that would make people not want to buy it. Or
I
at
mean,
least,
they're really only competing with Sony this time because
I mean, yeah.
besides all that shit that Microsoft just did, um, yeah, I mean, the Xbox Series X isn't selling that well, so they're really only competing with Sony, and Sony's console is $500, and the Pro
Well,
model is 700.
and
when
then
Xbox's new fucking Steam Deck thing comes out.
And then I forgot how much is the fucking PS5 Slim, or is it the same price?
It's
It's the same
$500.
price.
But anyways, besides that, I think 400 to 450. I just can't see them doing 450 unless they're gonna go straight to 500. So I either think it's gonna be 400 or 500. I don't think it's gonna be 500.
Well, you're gonna be paying for Marker Knight, so it's gonna be 500 anyway.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's true.
But I'm assuming I also kind of want to bring this up. I'm assuming there's also going to be a bundle at launch.
Yeah,
Mario Kart
there
1 bundle.
has to be.
I have a feeling there is because there was also. Well, I mean, it wasn't at launch, but there was also.
It was
a Mario-
leaked.
No. I'm talking about Switch one here.
Oh.
This wasn't at launch obviously because Mario Odyssey didn't come out at launch, but there was a Mario Odyssey bundle for the Switch, so I have a feeling we will get a bundle this year. So.
I think it was like leaked or rumored that there was going to be a bundle at launch, so
I mean, there might be, and I have a feeling. I mean, if it was showed in the trailer, I'm sure Mario Kart 9 will come out on launch. So
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Mario Kart 9 is like the launch
It
title.
needs to be a launch title.
I have a feeling it's going to be, but onwards to the actual release date, I think it'll be June, and I think that's the sweet spot. I think that's perfect, right dab in the middle of June. And
It
also,
also lines up. We're also kind of basing this off of the original Switch's like thing. Think
Like,
of this direct
reveal.
that's coming up on the 2nd as pretty. It's pretty much the same thing as the Nintendo Switch presentation that happened in 2017, and then the console came out like
Like,
2 months later.
yeah.
but also think about this as well.
I just-
June 1st, the last Nintendo Switch 2 experience thing ends. So that the last one of those is June 1st, and I cannot see them releasing the console before the last one of those ends. So
Yeah,
I mean,
so I was thinking May also was an option, but I think that now that that information is out there, I don't think so anymore.
yeah, I don't
yeah.
feel like that. Yeah, I don't feel like it could come before June.
I just wonder why was it even codenamed Ounce if it was just going to be called Switch 2 anyway?
I don't know.
I don't know. Nintendo always has to have a...
Just codename it NX2.
Yeah, they could have just done that.
Now,
Yeah, so I think
Yeah.
I'm not sure about a specific day in June. It literally could be anything, but
It literally could be anything.
I'm
Just
thinking like the week after, maybe, or a week and a half after the final like Switch 2 experience thing.
though I'm pretty sure the last one is June 1st. So
June 1st, like
I can see it happening like anytime after that. Which makes sense because honestly, like I said, I could not see Nintendo releasing the console before that.
yeah.
So, because I mean, like, why do it when those are still going on? I mean, it doesn't really make any sense. Which I wouldn't care if they did, but I just don't see them doing it. Personally.
Yeah, I think honestly, I mean, we find out in like 5 days, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Four actually in about an hour, but basically 5 if you don't count.
basically 5 at like 10 in the morning.
Which is
So-
crazy to think because like just like a couple months ago we were still wondering if we were even gonna get any news. So I mean I call this a win, but they
Yeah,
had
that console reveal was just randomly dropped.
Yeah.
It also makes sense because I'm sure Nintendo was just mad that literally everything about the hardware.
They probably had to reveal it.
I mean, by
Yeah.
that point, they were just like, "Damn, all of our shit's getting leaked. Well, we may as well just drop it."
I'm pretty
because
sure,
we basically like back in like I would like to say like December, November of 2024, we saw the console.
yeah,
we saw the console.
We saw the console in about like I'd say
Like
late.
literally, we saw the final product.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and which is I feel like they just felt like they had to be. And I know people were complaining because the trailer wasn't much, but you had already seen the whole console. I mean
Yeah.
that's just what the leaks did. You had already seen the console. What else?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
So,
yeah,
I
like,
mean, if you're gonna complain about that, why?
because I mean, the thing is that, because like Braylon just said, did you really expect more out of that trailer if you already saw the
Saw
leaks?
the console.
I've
Yeah,
also seen like many people complain that it looks too similar to the Switch 1, which is just a fucking dumb argument.
Okay, all right. Before we get into that, which we won't, but
That's a
I do want to say something. It's literally called the Switch 2. If you're mad about it looking like a Switch 1, look at the name before you complain.
Like,
no, but like
what did
the
you
thing
think?
the thing is, it's so hypocritical because like they'll be fine with fucking Xbox Series X looking like a fucking taller Xbox One, but not the Switch 2 looking like the Switch 1.
It is.
I
That's
mean,
literally
yeah,
what the Xbox Series X is. It's literally just a better Xbox One.
and it's
Another
just
thing-
taller.
Okay, so let's get to the pre-order section. A lot of people are saying after the direct, and some like now today it came out that a big I think it's inside I can't remember who it is it's saying April 9th for pre-orders, but honestly I feel like
I feel like it's
Why
after
don't-
the
I feel like it's after the direct.
It has
because
to
they
be
did the
after.
same thing for Switch 1. Why don't they just do it how they did it for Switch 1?
I mean,
And
yeah.
also,
A lot of this is based off of what they did 7 years ago.
Yeah, but
and also, no one. This doesn't mean it's confirmed or anything. But Best Buy Canada released a blog post about the actual pre-orders coming out April 2nd after the direct.
but then they deleted the
So,
blog post.
but then
But
they
that
deleted,
makes it very
more.
suspicious.
So I mean, I mean, that doesn't even matter because I mean, a lot of people expect it to be after the direct because of the Switch one. Doesn't mean it's going to be, but I have a feeling that it might be.
Yeah, but
And
like
I think
going back to the release date and stuff like that. You also like while it's likely they'll follow up with what they did with the first Switch, you also shouldn't be surprised if they don't decide to do the same things that they did with the first Switch. While yes, it's likely.
Yeah, but this is what we're just basing it
Yeah.
off of. This
we're
is
just,
what
we're
everyone's
just
basing it off
Because
of.
like
is
for
that
me, I
they're just
feel
doing the
like
same
to like talk back on the release date, I feel like yes, I do agree that June is or like after June or like sometime July would be a great spot. You don't like be surprised if they decide to release it later.
definitely
And
not gonna be surprised, but I feel like June is almost the perfect time.
yeah,
More of because it's right when summer starts,
yeah, and then
and
yeah,
pretty
so
much.
and
I feel like
Yeah.
that would be perfect
and for pre-orders, I feel like to me, yeah, I personally think that the pre-orders will definitely drop after the after the direct, like
yeah.
starts.
I mean, I don't really see why not, unless they're
Yeah.
really trying to push it to not be after the direct and like sometime after. I mean, that could definitely happen. I don't see it not being
Yeah.
Nintendo, but it definitely could happen anyway.
It
I mean,
definitely could happen at anything. I honestly am still gonna go with it's happening after the direct.
Yeah,
Just based
definitely.
I
they did it
definitely
with
will.
Switch one, and plus
Yeah,
it makes
that's
perfect
likely.
sense.
I definitely will go with it being after the direct as well. It could be
For sure.
after, like way after, but I have a feeling it's gonna be after the direct.
All right, so
But yeah.
I think we should move on to our general predictions for the direct, or not the direct.
Well,
Just-
for the
Console.
Yeah, for the Switch 2 in general.
Mhm.
I
Let's
guess
talk about so
yeah. Let's see what you have to say.
The C button.
the C button. So what do you guys think that's gonna do?
In my opinion, I think
Um,
like the rumors have said, I think it's gonna be a communication button for like party
Chat,
chat,
like
like
Xbox or
yeah,
something.
like a communication button, or like how PlayStation has the share button.
Mhm.
It's just another button to get you to like.
Even though it's really just like
Even though you really don't need it, you could just add a bind to the actual screenshot button. I feel like it's either gonna do something along that lines, or it's actually gonna bring you to like a party chat kind of thing, where it brings you to like where you can message people, like start a party chat. Something
Yeah,
like that.
that would be really sick. That'd be
we'll
like
get back to the party chat thing when we talk about system software.
Yeah.
But I agree. I think that's probably what it's going to do. I mean, it has a C on it. It has to do something.
I just couldn't see it doing anything more than that unless they're really desperate to get out like a new feature, or it could do. This is a big stretch. It could have something to do with the mouse feature.
That also,
Ooh.
That could.
but it's only on one Joy-Con. Do you think it'd be on two?
Yeah,
What
but like,
would-
okay, but like to be fair, you're more likely to use your right hand for a mouse instead of your left.
But like, what does the letter C have to do with a,
I have
a
no
mouse?
idea. That's just something I thought of. But yeah,
The letter C.
like I said, it's oh yeah, and another thing I want to bring up, the render for the Nintendo Today app, they showed the C button.
Oh yeah,
That was the
before it was
first-
blank, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Nintendo has not officially shown the C button, and that was the first time they've showed it.
Unfortunately, seems they have not shown the fish button yet.
No, the
That's
fish
so
button has
bad.
not.
So unfortunate.
The fish button might have been in the prototype stages, and they might have cut it. I'm gonna be honest.
Another
The fish
thing.
button, when pressed down, does nothing.
Another thing I think is just like, the C button is cool, but like no one knows what it could be for because it's a button with a C on it. It could literally be
Stand for anything.
anything. Yeah. So I
Stand for
mean,
literally anything.
like I said, I think it's more on the lines of it's gonna be like it's gonna bring you to like a place on the Switch where you can message, party, any like features like that. And another thing I want to say is I'm really hoping this is just like a hope for me. I wouldn't really call it a prediction because I don't think it's gonna happen, but I really hope the UI changes at least in
Oh
some
God,
way.
yeah.
All right, now we're talking. I guess we're moving on to
Well,
just system
well,
software.
yeah, we'll go to system software, but
Okay, so system software. I think we're gonna get something different. Like I don't
Yeah.
think it's gonna run on the same
I
OS.
well, okay, no, they're okay. It's already been pretty much confirmed they're using the same OS, but I'm hoping they change the UI. I really hope they
Go
change
back
the
to the
UI.
Wii U.
This okay, in which that is a rumor they might not be using, but I'm pretty sure in some way it was confirmed.
Yeah,
I'm
I've heard that.
thinking maybe that could mean they're building off the same
Wait, yeah,
like,
yeah,
code base.
and by the way, for the people who's wondering, using the OS doesn't mean you have to keep the UI the same. They could just be building off of that for the Switch
You could just be
2.
building off the code, like just for code purposes.
Yeah, and also another thing is like I'm hoping we get themes. That's a big hope.
Oh,
for me.
that's what I was
really
gonna.
hope we get
That's
themes.
what I was gonna mention. I'm hoping that for the Switch 2, they end up bringing more creative themes. Like it doesn't besides just the basic black and white. Like maybe
I'm really
do
hoping they do.
I also
Make it like
hope
a
that
nod
the
to,
Mii's
like-
are.
yeah. Go ahead.
I
I also hope that the Mii's are more like
Utilized.
prevalent.
I
Yeah,
think the Mii's actually are going to be more utilized,
and-
considering they have a Tomodachi Life game code.
Yeah,
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that actually comes as a
And in the game card, the virtual game card trailer, they showed Mii's in it. They haven't
Yeah.
done
Yeah.
that in like a long time.
Yeah.
That actually reminds me to go back to what I was saying. I think we might get more utilization of the Mii's for the Switch 2, which would be great. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping we get like a actual Mii maker
Yeah.
of some sort.
And
If they're going down this route of using Mii's in more games, I feel like that might be cool if they did that. But
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna be on the same level as the Mii utilization on the Wii or anything.
I don't.
Probably
I
not
feel like
to that
not, but
extent.
well, yeah,
But-
because I mean, you got to think about it. The Wii and Wii U pretty much revolved around Mii's. The Switch and Switch 2 do not. Well, I don't know about the Switch 2, but I'm sure it's not.
The
going
Switch
to.
definitely didn't use it. I mean, the 3DS was definitely the lesser of the Wii and Wii U in terms of utilization. They definitely, besides the Tomodachi Life games, which those are on their own. I mean, in the actual like integration of the system, like there was only like a Mii Maker and all that stuff.
And
The
the
Wii
Street
U had like
Plaza.
an entire plaza filled with Mii's.
talking about the 3DS, imagine if we got something like Street Pass again.
Ooh.
Like that would be insane.
it,
Can I
that
get
would
the
be
weather?
cool.
I would like that, but I feel like it's not gonna happen.
No,
It's-
it's not gonna happen. It's very unlikely if it
and
ever did.
and
but
even then, and okay, what I'm gonna say, you might be like, oh, it wouldn't be impossible. Like, yeah, it wouldn't be impossible. But the reason why Street Pass worked for 3DS is because you could literally just put your 3DS in your pocket and then you.
okay, I
The
can't
Switch
lie.
is. We already know that the Switch is going to be a bigger device than the Switch 2 is going to be a bigger device than the original Switch.
Yeah.
So
So-
yeah, it's
It
not
might
gonna
not
be
be-
pocketable.
It might not be, but not gonna lie. When the Switch 1 first came out, like a little bit after, I saw a lot of people carrying around their Switch. Maybe not
Yeah.
as much as you would the 3DS, because obviously you can't just slide it in your pocket. But
Yeah.
I feel like I
Exactly.
think I still saw a good amount of people bringing their Switch places. And
Yeah.
so
What I
did
think
I.
Nintendo should do is integrate Street Pass in the Switch 2 and also a mobile app because more people
Oh,
carry
yeah.
around their phones, right?
What if
Yeah.
So-
what if they're in
so-
the top right? There was like a thing showing the weather.
Dude,
I think
yeah,
that would help.
and also like I mean it wouldn't even I don't know what the 3DS used like the hardware for actual Street Pass, but like I feel like it wouldn't hurt to add it necessarily, like
It's like a
even if-
local communication thing, which I think the
even-
Switch already has.
even if it's just like a little notification that comes up on the top of your Switch saying you Street Pass with something or somebody. I
Yeah.
feel like that would be just as good,
Mm-hmm.
honestly.
Going
Yeah, I think they should turn Street Pass into a smartphone app. To be
Yeah.
honest,
going
Yeah.
back.
No,
Going.
I think that might just be. I mean, I don't know though. I mean,
that like works with the Switch 2, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Going back to the themes, I feel like, well, like I was saying, and besides just the basic, black and white, they should like, integrate like, Nintendo IPs into themes. Like
Why didn't we
obviously,
get like blue, red, yellow themes?
or
Yeah,
or
We
I
didn't
don't
even get those.
Exactly.
like
I don't really get the actual like keeping the Switch One UI black and white. I don't get that. I
Like-
don't get how hard it would have been to do it when the 3DS literally did it. I
like
don't
to me,
understand
they should have added like, Mario, Zelda, Smash Bros, Splatoon, any Nintendo IP
And
and make it into a
Kirby.
theme.
The Nintendo Today mobile app has more themes than the actual console.
and
That's
also,
wild.
also think about it. The Switch One, the actual Switch One can. I mean, like it would be so easy to just add a static image in the background.
Oh,
it
yeah.
would not be hard at all. Like,
All right, I'm about to bring up something.
Uh-huh.
The eShop.
Oh,
Oh, God.
Oh,
We
yeah.
need to have there needs to be a fucking lockdown on the eShop, bro.
Okay, and this
Okay,
is what
that
I-
too, but we also the eShop needs to function. As
Oh,
well.
yeah.
Exactly. And have music too.
and
Oh.
add music.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And that,
Okay, hold on. Go back to what you
Yeah.
guys were talking. Hold on. I'll bring it up in a second. Go ahead.
The
Okay.
eShop on the Switch is such a fucking disaster. It
It really
runs
is.
so bad, and the quality control on it when
it's-
the console first came out was fine, but now holy shit, it's so bad.
And there's just way too much fucking like shovelware and
And
AI slop.
It's not even that either. It's the fact that it's such a miserable experience. Like even to just go buy a single game,
It's so slow.
it's like an actual like task. Like you
Even
have
to just click
try.
around the menus, like it doesn't
It doesn't work.
stutters. It like takes forever to like get to where you want to
And-
go.
And I know that's why they probably cut the music from the Switch One's eShop because it probably would have made it run even worse. But I wouldn't have minded it. Like at least the music helps your anger from the shop being so slow. But
They had an eShop track in the original Switch like firmware or whatever,
Which, you know what?
which it actually was good.
Which I could be. No, it was really good. I think if they somehow managed to make the actual eShop on board and not just a website, which I doubt they'll do. But
They've never done that. They've never done that. The Wii didn't. The Wii was a website. I think the only one they did by that was the 3DS.
But if they do it or make it somehow optimized, and maybe they'll add music to it. Like maybe they'll add that specific track. I doubt it because they don't care anymore. But if they did,
Track's so old.
yeah, but it's really good. I feel like a handful of people don't even know it exists. So I mean, like, I feel like it would be nice for them just to add for I don't know, just to
So we're still probably gonna get the web page like basis like thing, but it needs to. I don't know if it. I
really need
don't
to
know what
fix it.
causes it. Like, is it the Switch's internet browser that like sucks,
I don't
Or-
really know.
or is it like the console's performance? I don't know.
And,
But
and,
whatever it is, it sucks, and they need to fix it.
and speaking of the actual eShop app, let's talk about the Nintendo like the Nintendo Online app, like the actual like Switch. Nintendo
Yeah, the
Online.
Switch Online app on the.
Like,
Why
it's
does it have to
First
be?
of all, the icon on it is terrible.
Why does it have to be red while the rest of them are like their own thing?
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I don't understand like. I don't understand why they added it in the first place. I get it, right? But you didn't have to make it to the point where you literally cannot use it. Like it's
Yeah,
it's
if
really
you have a
bad.
game open, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Even on the eShop as well, that also is a
But,
thing.
uh,
You have a
okay.
game open, it's just even more
A
unbearable. to
little
use.
kind of big thing I want to mention is a lot of people were talking about when they showed the virtual card thing.
Yeah.
You know how they're adding a new icon on the bottom row. A lot of
They
people
are. They
a
are
lot of
doing that.
No, I know, but a lot of people are saying, "Oh, we're gonna get the same UI for the Switch too," and I'm like, "Well, like that's just for representation, but like that."
I mean,
would,
this
that
thing,
would
it's gonna
really
be a
suck.
Switch 1 and Switch 2 cross feature probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cross
so-
generation.
I wouldn't
So-
imagine this is a feature that is only on Switch 1. It's
No,
gonna
no,
be on
it,
Switch
no,
2
no,
as
no,
well.
it's not. And I don't remember if I told you this. It's actually like if you read the fine print under the actual on the website, it says for Switch 2 edition and Switch 2 special edition games.
Yeah,
that
so
means we might get or not special edition, but just Switch 2 in general
We'll come
game.
back to that specific blurb when we're talking about games because that
Yeah,
also brings up
that's literally something else. But I really hope, in the terms of just software, I really hope we just get a new flush UI that looks better. We
All I
have more.
need
We
all I
have more
need for it to do is
features.
function.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly that too, and we just have more features. We have
More better virtual console.
we
oh
that
yeah.
maybe if
I
even
think the virtual console is at a point where I don't think they're gonna bring it
I don't
back.
think they're gonna bring it back.
I think they're gonna keep doing what they're doing. If so, whatever. I mean,
It
it,
doesn't really
it's
matter.
actually I think the Switch is like after a couple of years, I think it's fine. It's fine now.
Yeah.
But honestly, yeah, like that
Like,
too.
yeah,
But
like sure you don't own the games or whatever, but you have a lot of stuff to play.
but not even that. It's just like I hope we get like a flushed out UI, even if it's not much different. As long as it's more usable, it's decent to use, and you can have a good user experience with it without getting bored and just going to do something else.
Okay,
Personally,
and
I know it's just a UI as well, but like I feel like you'd want to enjoy UI more than anything else.
Okay, let Carlos talk.
okay, to add on to like the main menu and user interface. I know to kind of talk about how the eShop also doesn't have any music. Oh yeah, the Switch menu needs music too.
Oh yeah, that I'm.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
it
what I was
needs
gonna
like
bring
it
up.
doesn't even need music. It just needs ambience. Like the
Yeah,
Yeah,
PS5 doesn't really have music, and
but at
Like the
least make it.
PS5 music ambience was great.
Yeah, make it like it does. We don't really need no like like music, but like
we don't
at
even need the
least give
cutscenes
it some
or
like,
whatever.
just give it
And
like
also
a
like
vibe.
and also
Give it like the fucking GameCube ambience. That's
and
actually the
yeah,
Famicom disk system.
that too, but like if we get themes, give us like something in the themes like we had for 3DS. Like even if it's literally just ambience
Yeah.
or something along those lines, at least it adds something to the themes.
Hmm.
We need a new Me Maker theme then as
Yes,
well.
Oh
I
yeah.
agree.
Yeah, definitely.
Uh, okay, you guys want to move on to like games now?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's start
All
off with
right,
what we know and then
what we know,
hopes.
Mario Kart 9.
Yeah, we
That's
Yeah.
the
know we're
game that
getting
we.
Mario
That's
Mario
the
Kart
only
Kart.
game
9,
we know about.
Metroid Prime 4 probably.
Yeah.
Okay. So my thing is, we'll get. I don't. We're definitely getting Metroid Prime 4 this year because it literally said in the direct 2025. But I don't know about like this hasn't even been announced or revealed because we don't know if we're getting one. But let's talk about 3D Mario. Like,
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
Will we get a
Yeah,
3D Mario in the
3D
direct?
Mario.
Odyssey 2.
I
I
think
think 3D Mario is honestly going to be 2025 or 2026.
I think it's gonna be kind of how on the Switch One. We're gonna get a 3D Mario game, but it's gonna be late this year. I think that's
I
how
think
it's
it's
gonna.
yeah, it's gonna be late. It's I think in late 2025 or just 2026 is when we're gonna get a 3D Mario game.
I genuinely think we'll get one, but like like we both said, I don't know when we'll get it in general. I don't know.
And I think they're gonna expand on Bowser's Fury for the gameplay
Oh
formula.
yeah.
God,
I honestly think that.
dude, like an open world 3D Mario game would like besides like Odyssey, it would be a really fun, and also because you can do more with it because you have a console that has power to do it.
Yeah, everything
Yeah,
on the Switch 1, it was basically at like an Xbox 360 level of hardware.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, so now
And it's
that you
been able
can
to like do some impressive shit.
exactly like now that you have power, make a game that can utilize it. Like
Yeah.
like a
I th-
like a really
we've
open
seen
world.
rumors of I think the regular Switch using like the Nvidia chip that is pretty like it's pretty similar to a PS4, and then in the dock is going to have like a
Yeah,
bigger power adapter. So that
yeah.
probably means the dock is probably going to increase the power.
Speaking of
Hmm.
hardware, the Switch 2's dock is actually gonna be useful. Like it's actually gonna be useful this
It's
time.
gonna like like maybe like give it extra horsepower.
And from what I've heard, it's actually gonna be pretty bulky. It's actually gonna have fans, as what I've heard.
Damn.
So I like probably not more than one or two, but it's gonna have fans
Yeah,
in
yeah,
general.
I get it.
And then I think in that sense, I've also heard Xbox Series S level power get thrown around as well.
Yeah. I think it will be Series S level docked, but maybe not far.
Handheld, I'm thinking PS4 or PS4 Pro.
I think I think it's gonna be about in the middle. I think we are gonna get PS4 level power, but I don't think it's gonna go any above that. In my
Yeah.
opinion.
Because the
Especially,
thing is
like,
that,
handheld.
because like compared to like obviously, well, here's the thing, Steam, like Steam Deck and Switch. Obviously, obviously when playing like big, like powerful games, like for example Ghost of Tsushima on Steam Deck, like while it did run well, it obviously didn't. I obviously couldn't run it to its full capacity because like the best like FPS I got was like damn near like 40 to 45 FPS.
Damn.
And also, and that's like the Steam Deck. A lot of people. This is just something completely off random that I'm just gonna bring up. People always compare the Steam Deck and the Switch, and I mean, it makes sense why they do that, but
But
I
like
think
one's
Steam
more.
Deck and the Switch are like completely different things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Switch is more like consumer, and the Steam Deck's more open like source.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
another thing, like
The
the
Steam
Switch-
Deck. Sorry.
no, it's fine. What were you saying?
The Steam Deck is meant for a different market, I think. The
Yeah,
Steam Deck is definitely
definitely.
meant for someone who cares
I-
about power, who cares about like letting customization or whatever. They care about intensive games. The Switch is just for people who want to play video games.
And another thing is the only place that you can play Nintendo games, or at least new gen, is the Switch.
Yeah.
So it's not like you really have a choice on that matter.
Yeah, like obviously you can emulate Switch games
But
like on the Steam Deck,
like,
but
if you
but
really
it's
wanna
not.
play 'em-
But the thing is though is but not even just like if you really want to play them, but it's also like just like it's gonna, because the thing is that considering how Switch emulators are getting taken down day by day, like do you really do you really want to try to go through all that hassle just to play it on a Steam Deck when you can literally just have a Switch?
Yeah.
Steam
I mean,
Deck is just now its own subcategory. of
Like,
handheld.
because and even then, and I understand why people compare the the Steam Deck to the Switch, but you also got to remember that their power levels are obviously way different. The Steam Deck is literally just a portable like PC.
I
So
feel like
obviously, it'll be able to run games better on Steam Deck. But the thing is, but like Yoshibyte said, the Switch is literally just for people who just want to play video games, while the Steam Deck is for people who obviously want to play, their PC games on the go, but also for people who really care about, power and stuff like that.
I
Yeah,
think the best way to put it is that the Steam Deck is for hardcore hardcore gamers, and the Switch is for like just casual.
I
Yeah.
It's
wouldn't
for people like Bringus Studios.
I wouldn't
Exactly.
even really call it very hardcore. I'd just say people who literally only play PC games and have never really owned a console that want to play their PC games on the go.
Just think of it as a PC. Like it's just PC
Yeah,
gaming.
it's just
Yeah,
a PC,
basically. But obviously, less
Handheld.
but less powerful, obviously.
The
And
Switch is a
also-
console. The Steam Deck is like a PC.
Also, another
Basically.
thing I wanted to say, like the Switch one and the Steam Deck is a pretty unfair comparison, but I feel like it's gonna get it's gonna get an even more when the Switch 2 is announced and out.
For sure.
Because then there's more to compare to because of the
Yeah.
hardware.
And also, I'm pretty sure Valve is also developing another console.
Yeah,
think.
they're. I don't know if it's gonna be a handheld or like a home console, but there's something that they've been working on that was given the codename Fremont.
I think it's
So-
gonna be a handheld. I don't see Valve going into the console.
The
business.
Steam. I mean, they've done it before. Just they failed horribly.
Yeah, they failed
and-
horribly at it, so I don't
honestly,
think that's
I
a
don't
thing to
think
base it
Plus,
off. of.
the Steam controller was fucking a disaster.
The Steam Deck works for them. I think they're probably just gonna keep going. But this video
Yeah.
isn't about Steam. This is about Nintendo.
Yeah,
Also,
so-
like another thing. Okay, I don't know if we've fully gotten off this topic, but I think for the games, I think we're gonna get Mario Kart 9 on release or whatever it's gonna be called. It might not even be called 9, but I think we're gonna get a new Mario Kart.
Mario Kart X.
You think?
And
we
and
know we're getting a Mario Kart. It was
No,
we have.
no.
literally
I meant
seen it.
I meant on launch. I didn't mean.
Yeah,
in
on
general.
launch, I think Mario Kart
think
is
we're gonna
is
get
going
Mario
to be there on launch.
And I also think 3D Mario is gonna happen
3D Mario, I'm not sure on launch, but
No,
definitely like
no.
first year or something.
3D Mario is not gonna happen on launch, and I'm pretty set on that. But I have a good feeling that it's gonna be.
I think
Late
Mario Kart
2025.
is gonna just be the launch title.
Yeah, because as of this point, what other now obviously like not talking about third parties yet, like what other first party Nintendo game can we really think about being on
I
launch?
mean, we could think of a lot of things, but
But
it just
like,
comes down to
but the
like,
thing
Mario
is,
Kart and 3D Mario are like the only things that I can think about right now. 'Cause
yeah, but
Animal Crossing, people suggest that Animal Crossing. I'm like, the same team that makes Animal Crossing works on Mario Kart, so they're busy right now, so they
Yeah.
can't do that. And Zelda, we just got a Zelda game. 2D Mario, we literally just got a 2D Mario game. It's just like a lot of the games that you like in Nintendo franchises, like we literally just got a game on the Switch. So
but to
it would be
also
kind of dumb for them to release another one on the Switch 2 on launch.
but to also
Yeah.
add on is that like because yes, we can always think about we can obviously think about a lot of other like first party Nintendo games they'll have at on launch, but the thing is it would be kind of unnatural and unrealistic to think about because like you just said, Yoshibyte, a lot of the things that we've just a lot of things that we would definitely would want to launch have technically already happened, like you said, 2D Mario, New Zelda, Animal Crossing, etc. So like right now, the only like at least as of this point, the only thing I can think of as a launch title is the new Mario Kart. Like obviously,
New Mario Kart and 3D Mario.
yeah, like not thinking about third parties as of right now.
Well, third part, I can't even think about third parties. There could be anything on launch day.
to
I think,
me,
honestly, third parties would probably be there'd probably be more third party games than there was at the Switch 1's launch, just because the Switch is, Nintendo is a trusted company more than they were back in 2017.
Yeah.
So,
like
yeah.
to me, I feel like from what I've heard now to talk a little bit about Atlas. Because, like, apparently, like, a few months after, 3 Reload dropped, Persona, apparently, like, allegedly that, fucking, P3 Reload was supposed to be a launch title for the Switch 2, but I'm not gonna, like, say that's gonna happen or not, because, like, at the end of the day, that's on Atlas's decision and not really on Nintendo's.
Hey guys, GTA 6? No, I'm joking.
GTA 6.
Imagine.
No, honestly, I think we're probably gonna get GTA 5.
The Half-Life games, bro.
And I think Red Dead will.
That's a thing they actually should
Oh, yeah,
do.
Red
They
Dead.
already
Red Dead 2 probably.
They've ported the Portal games before. They should do the same with
They've
Half-Life.
also and especially since they've already done Red Dead 1, I'm sure they'll do too.
No GTA 5.
I think 5 will happen. I have a
No,
good
no
feeling
6. No 6.
Six will break the fucking console, especially if you're playing it on a Switch 1.
Yeah, and the Switch 1, I mean the PS5 can't even don't run it at 60, so I doubt.
PS5, yeah, it's probably going to struggle on the PS5. So.
Yeah, and it's only gonna run 30 FPS, so I have a feeling it's not even gonna work on the Switch too.
Yeah.
I'll just have to wait 2 more years to play it on PC.
I don't get why they're like segregating PC players.
I don't either.
Who knows?
All right, so have we gotten all of our opinions on
Now
games?
Now it's time for games that we are hoping for.
Yeah.
Oh, right, games we're hoping for.
Well, I mean, it's gonna be kind of
honestly,
obvious.
It's hard to say that anymore, considering Tamagotchi Life 2 and well.
I mean, I could say quite a few from
Actually,
off the top of my mind.
Okay. I feel
I'm
like
thinking. I know I just said it's not gonna happen, but this is just what we would want to see. I want to see a new Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
no,
Because that would be cool. I know that's not gonna happen because they're working on Mario Kart right now, but
I know it's gonna.
Yes.
But to me, okay, this will kind of be a bit of a. Okay, I don't know if I would say a hot take, but to be honest, I don't really want them to do the same thing they did with New Horizons, because like.
No, please don't do that,
dude. Because like no offense to New Horizons, it was a good game for a few months, but then it started to just become another fucking Minecraft.
You need to have the game finished at launch. because the
Yeah.
game was not finished at launch.
Oh yeah, no.
I wouldn't even call it another
Definitely
Minecraft
not.
because I wouldn't even call it another Minecraft because there's like usually always stuff to do. Horizons just kind of gets boring after like a
I mean, I
bit.
played it for like 3 months back in like 2020, but
I mean,
But-
same here, but like Braylon and Yoshibyte said, it just got boring after like a few months, and that's literally how
Yeah.
I felt. Like nowadays, when I go back on that fucking game, it's just like, oh, there's nothing new here, and then you have to fucking try to be creative with your island and make it all like cool and snazzy. But if you're like me, who barely ever has creativity on how to make a world, yeah, no, it's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
a new game has to add a substantial amount of features and have them at launch.
To me,
Like,
okay,
at launch, just right there. Like
I-
the game needs to be finished.
I know a lot of people would probably disagree with me when I say this, but I kind of want him to kind of go back to, kind of like the more like the origin, like the I guess like the more older formula, like kind of like how they did on GameCube or like DS or Wii or hell even 3DS would be cool, but I
Mhm.
just do not want another New Horizons because it's just boring as hell.
Honestly,
Okay, I'm going to voice another one. Oh wait, one of you guys want to go first?
about
For
what?
what?
For like games you would want
Oh,
to see
yeah.
that you don't
Oh,
know.
all right. I got one I can say right now. So basically, like every Ace Attorney game you can play on the Switch, they have the Phoenix Wright trilogy, the Apollo Justice one, Investigations, and the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. But the one fucking game they did not port at all was, I think it's Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. It's only on the 3DS. That's the only way you can play it.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
But-
that's true. Yeah, that is true.
So they should port that, but I think the studio that's behind Professor Layton doesn't care about Phoenix Wright, so sucks.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to see a new Kirby game because we haven't got one since
Oh yeah,
2023.
yeah. I didn't even think that was coming to my mind. Yeah, I
There
definitely.
have been rumors of Planet Robobot, and I think those rumors have kind of sailed because we didn't see it in the direct.
Also, Nintendo, if you can hear me, I want a Yoshi's Woolly World port. I want
They're not listening to you.
Yeah, you're listening to me. I want a Woolly World port.
So
I
yeah.
want to-
Anyway, people were speculating before the direct that we were gonna get Planet Robobot on remake, and that didn't happen in the direct.
No,
and I
no
can imagine
way.
that they would sell a remake at a Switch at a console's launch. So
Nobody expected Tamagotchi Life 2, bro. Like,
Yeah, I
nobody.
literally said right before they announced it, like, bro, at this point they're not even gonna release it, and then they did.
I was telling you, bro, all those other times that I was at the directs and I was like, they're developing it. I was right, wasn't I?
Yeah,
They were just
probably.
in the middle of developing it.
And honestly, I don't know. They might still be in mid-development because if it's coming out in 2026, I have a feeling it hasn't finished development.
And let's
Yeah, at
also
least.
like discuss something. There's gonna be cross-gen games. I think that's pretty much 100% confirmed.
Oh, yeah.
it's
Oh, yeah,
no,
definitely.
it is confirmed. Nintendo
yeah.
has confirmed it. Yeah, it's confirmed.
But they're gonna
So,
have
where-
cross-gen games.
where-
'Cause
where-
Tomodachi
where-
Life, I'm pretty sure cross-gen.
Yeah, because
yeah.
it's gonna come out in
Metroid Prime 4 is probably
2026.
cross-gen as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like all new games coming out right now are gonna be cross-gen. I don't feel like, I don't know, like obviously
the thing
Tamagotchi Life,
is-
obviously Tamagotchi Life 2 is going to be.
The thing is, how long do you think they're gonna do that for? Like to cross-gen? Because
Well-
we do not want a PS5 situation in our hands.
Here's why I feel like this is the last time they're doing it, because like this, if not, I'm sure it is the last Switch One Direct. So after
No,
this,
I meant
they're only-
I meant like how many years into the Switch's life or the
uh,
Switch 2's life that we gonna see cross-gen games?
Oh,
It
well,
would-
I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like
Well,
we're not going to see any.
I feel like we're gonna get them for like a year, maybe a year and a half, and then Nintendo's just gonna fully drop the Switch in terms of first-party games.
I mean, honestly,
maybe.
I feel like at least a year or two would be like the
I
best.
feel like a year or two, and I feel like that's also how long the Switch One's like the rest of its life is gonna be.
because
I feel like they're what?
no, sorry, go ahead, Bray.
I said I feel like the Switch one is going to last 1 or 2 more years, and after that they're just gonna completely discontinue it.
Yeah,
I
because
feel like it's not gonna last longer.
cause like cause like what I was gonna say was that like Sony is currently not having anyone be interested in a PS5 because a lot of like games
No
are
one-
still going to the PS4.
Yeah,
And-
that we do not want that situation again. The
And
And
no
PS4
one is
and
paying
PS5
$700 for
thing
the
was
PS5
such a
Pro.
mess.
And also, yeah, as of right now, no more games are going cross-gen. Most games are not going.
Yeah, I
cross-gen.
think now it's not a problem anymore because I think companies have dropped the PS4 and Xbox
a
One.
lot of like most companies have dropped PS4 and Xbox One.
But,
so I'd
like-
say that's
Like the
pretty
only
much
the only people that are still like doing like PS4 games are like fucking like sports games and shit like that. But like obvious, but who plays those? Nobody gives a fuck, right? Right,
mean,
right.
yeah.
Except for Madden 08.
Except for Madden
is,
08.
like, still supported. Fortnite is still being like updated for the PS4 and stuff.
Well, I
so-
mean,
Honestly,
that's
I-
a given though because Fortnite
Yeah,
is still
it's already on
is
PS4.
an online game.
Yeah, and also like I like I said, I can't see Nintendo supporting the Switch for more than 2 years because after 2 years, the Switch will like have life for 10 years.
Yeah, the Switch would be on the market for 10 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's kind of an insane amount to keep a console alive for. So I feel like about the 10th year we won't see continuement. Of the
Yeah,
Switch.
no.
And
It
yeah,
has
I
been 10
think
years since it was announced though.
2 years from now it'll be 10 years. That's actually crazy.
That's insane.
Like, that's actually crazy.
But
But now,
Is that it?
About our last topic is this.
hold on. Can I add one more thing for the cross-gen thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you like because like I said, I feel like 2 years, like a year or two should be good enough for the Switch One because like while I think while Yoshibyte and Bray said that barely any companies are supporting the the PS4 and Xbox One, it's kind of a bit too late now because like now
Yeah.
for example, while yes, games like Ghost of Yotei, the Ghost of Tsushima sequel, and Death Stranding 2 and a bunch of other games are dropping for PS5 only, they were kind of a bit too late for that because
They were
now
way too-
because
They're
like
the PS6 could come out in like 2026 to be honest.
yeah, and like now, and considering barely any, because people are still flocking with their with their PS4 still, because there's still not enough like. Well, okay, well, let me not say there aren't exclusives, but the thing is that there are exclusives that are like cool, but they're not mind blowing to be like, oh yeah, I definitely need a PS5. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of them is just because Sony puts their games on PC as well.
yeah, and that's and that's the thing. That's why Nintendo is still a bit special in that, because now obviously to me it would be cool if we got games like Zelda and Pokemon on PC, but at the same time
But
though,
that's never gonna happen.
but also that would kind of take away the charm of Nintendo games being
Yeah.
Nintendo.
The thing
And
is,
Xbox is just pissing themselves. They have no exclusives.
the thing is that the thing that many people don't realize is that Xbox and PlayStation just make the consoles, but they pay like other companies to develop games, while Nintendo is both a console maker and a developer.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I just think that I feel like Nintendo needs to go the right way with Switch 2, or it could go lopsided.
Yeah.
I think they've. I don't really think that. I think they've got the Switch just because of the name. I think that helped out because it's
It maybe.
Switch 2 tells you what it is. Like
Yeah.
it's literally just another Switch.
Yeah.
So
But in my opinion, that might make it like about the same, but also, this is just another Switch. Like, some people won't know that it's more powerful, or
I don't. I mean, Switch. I mean, that didn't happen with the PS2. So
yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
maybe not, maybe not.
PS2, everyone knew that was a more powerful console because I mean, PlayStation 2 it's better than the PlayStation because it has a 2 in front of it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's very true. So I mean,
So I think calling it Switch 2 was definitely a smart move.
I mean, it's better than the U. I mean,
Or
Yes,
or
Wii U
or
was
the new
horrible.
Switch XL.
the Switch.
New
Okay.
Switch.
The Wii is my favorite console, but naming it Wii U was the worst idea.
The Wii U is my favorite video game console, but it had so many problems.
Yeah.
I will not deny that like the Switch definitely handled things better than the Wii U in terms of like business, like in a like geeky nerdy way. Like obviously, yeah,
Mhm.
the Wii U was definitely like more aesthetically pleasing, and games were good on it. But I feel like Nintendo only made the good games, like the really good games, because of economic.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like they
Well,
had to sell consoles, and I'm not gonna and I'm not gonna say that the Switch hasn't had great games. The Switch has had amazing games, probably more amazing games than the Wii U.
But a lot of them also just come from the Wii U.
oh yeah,
A lot of
them.
them, yeah, that's true. A lot of them come from the Wii U. Like the Switch is definitely a place where re-releases come out a lot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I mean, we'll see. Everything that we talked about, besides stuff that doesn't matter, so Switch, we will find out Wednesday. Hopefully, we'll
Yeah.
find out Wednesday. And I can't believe it's so close. Like we literally only have 4 more days. That's actually pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I've been waiting since late 2022 for this moment.
They
Oh,
need to make
trust
a
me,
new
we both have.
fucking Nintendo forgot about Punch Out.
Yeah,
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, they need to
we
put
need a
that.
new Punch Out game, bro.
Here's what I'm just gonna say this, like even a port of the Wii version would be great, but it would also be cool if they just made an entirely new Punch Out game. I know it might receive criticism for it being like
And,
racist, but like
and
let's be real. It's literally like it's not even that racist.
and not gonna lie, like I feel like Punch Out would be the best for the Switch because you have 2 Joy-Cons.
Yeah,
I think it would have
exactly.
been best for the original Switch as well, but they didn't
Yeah.
do it.
Also, like, I mean, just take like the characters themselves aren't even like that stereotypical. Like for example, from Super Punch Out, the Mexican boxer who's masked to muscles his name. He's just a fucking luchador, man. It's not like he's wearing a sombrero and eating tacos while fighting you.
Nintendo could be as racist as they can with the Japanese guy, though.
Oh yeah, they can.
Yeah, they get the pass on that. That's why on fucking Punch Out Wii, it was developed by a Canadian studio, and they fucking went all the way with the Canadian stereotype.
But anyways, yeah. Well, I feel like besides the direct, which we pretty much talked about, we have the direct. One thing that I feel like we didn't really mention in a topic. How do we think that the Switch 2's direct is gonna be laid out? Like, do you
All
think?
right, yeah, I was just about to ask that actually. So,
You- I mean,
like a timeline or something?
like, do you think we'll get the actual? Like, do you think it'll start with just the Switch 2? Being
Maybe the system
shown,
UI.
like the
Being
feature.
shown,
God, that
that
would be
makes
sick.
sense.
But
That
like,
makes-
I mean, it does because it's revolved around the Switch 2, of course. But like, do you think we'll see like the actual Switch 2 features first, or do you think they'll just show it off like how they did in the
I
reveal?
think games are probably last, right?
I
They'd
mean,
they'd
I-
have to be.
Games will definitely be last. There's no doubt in my mind. But
I think they're gonna show more of the physical console and maybe explain the C button. That's probably-
that's another thing I want to take. Like, do you think they'll start explaining first or showing off features? Like, do you think I feel like they'll. I think it'll just go exactly like the Switch 1 presentation will. I think they'll just show everything off, explain, and then show the games. I think that's
Yeah.
exactly what they'll do.
Oh
And
yeah.
then they'll show the operating system also. I
God, I don't know if they'll do that. They also did make a separate video for the UI. I mean, not for the UI specifically, but for the OS and UI. So maybe they'll do that, but I hope they show it in the reveal trailer.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
in the actual direct. Sorry.
Okay, this is something I probably should have brought up earlier when we were talking about console features. But when we were talking about, when we were talking about like, the C button and like screenshots and stuff, something I should have added on was that I hope we get like another way to, to be able to just, record and, to record like a part of gameplay we want to do, and then just
Something-
stop when we want to.
Oh yeah, you have to hold down the capture button, which
Yeah,
is fucking
but
stupid.
even then, you only get like 30 seconds to
Oh, yeah.
30
something
You should be
seconds
able
to
to
a
change
minute.
how long you want to,
yeah, something that
and video
Franklin-
quality as well.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
that Franklin mentioned that I would like to say. We should be able to turn the capture feature off, and we should also have the ability to. I'm hoping we get a 60-second record feature. 60 seconds would be nice.
Ability to turn it off, 60 FPS maybe.
Yeah, maybe, but I feel like I feel like the ability to not be able to turn it off is also really stupid. I mean,
Yeah.
You know what? I know this is completely out of order, but I heard a rumor that apparently, yes, they're going with an LCD screen, but apparently it's gonna be 120 hertz.
I mean,
Yeah,
That's what I heard. I don't know if that's
I
a
also
legitimate
heard that, but like I don't
legitimate
know.
thing, but I heard that.
I feel like maybe that would be nice actually. Now
It'd be
that I-
nice, but I feel like it's not necessary.
Yeah.
It's really not, honestly.
Because I mean, I'm pretty sure most people's TVs anyways are 60 hertz, so I feel like it'd be anyway like it'd be different going from the handheld to the TV.
Yeah, most people's like just like unless you're going crazy with OLED, normal people's like UHD is gonna be 4K 60. So I mean, either way, if you're playing in 4K, you're only going 60.
Also,
yeah.
how have we not brought up video resolution until just now? The Switch 2 I think is gonna output in 4K.
It's definitely gonna output. 4K
Yeah,
at least docked 100%.
To also add to taking videos on Switch, another thing I also want them to add, which I mean I don't know if this will be I don't know if this will even be a feature at all, but it's more so something I want. Also add on kind of just like how PlayStation and Xbox do it, but to just stream from the console.
Yeah, I feel like that might happen. I don't really know how Nintendo will go about doing that.
Now obviously it won't be as better as using like an actual capture card, but like at the same time it's more convenient because like I don't have to keep unplugging my Switch, putting it to my capture card, and then start playing it and then after finishing it putting it back.
Yeah, the Twitch app is literally on, or not anymore, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it is. The Twitch app was literally on the Switch at one point.
Yeah, but the fact that you could barely even you couldn't even stream on it. The only thing you can do, I mean, okay, now you can technically also use this argument with the YouTube app, but like the thing is that the main difference is that with the YouTube app on Switch is that like the thing is that like, oh my god, fucking English. But basically, the thing is that are you really gonna be like streaming like on YouTube much? Because like most people would obviously stream to Twitch, really.
I mean, yeah, and I don't see it being hard for Nintendo to get a Twitch, making it the ability to be able to stream to Twitch or YouTube actually.
Yeah.
And the Netflix app. If we had Netflix on the Wii and Wii U, why do we still not have it on the Switch?
We have fucking Hulu. We have fucking
Hulu on the Switch.
Like I feel like Netflix on the Switch would be nice to have.
The Switch 2 should have a disc drive.
I agree.
Now, okay. I mean, I will kind of reiterate. I guess it kind of makes sense to like not have the Switch 1 be natively, streamable, because obviously it's not. It's very underpowered. But if the Switch 2 is going to natively output 4K in docked mode, I feel like it would be convenient to, have streaming from the console be native.
Another thing I want to bring up that I doubt will happen, if the Switch 2 actually has native party chat, I wonder if we'll get Discord integration.
I was about to bring that up, Discord integration.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll
They should totally do that. I don't know if they're gonna do it, but they should totally do it.
I mean, and that's if we even get like party chat natively. Like if we do, I feel like we have a really good chance of getting Discord.
If they do end up doing that, they may as well just fucking delist the fucking Nintendo Switch Online app.
Yeah, I feel like they should just delist that app if they.
Because let's be honest, who is still using that in the year of 2025?
Literally nobody.
People,
I've never used it ever.
I've offloaded it on my phone.
I literally only used it like probably like 4 or 5 times, but that was like when it first dropped. Like after like 2018, I did not hop on that bitch at
Yeah,
all.
the only time I really used it was in 2018 when it first, like, literally
What are we
came
talking
out.
about? I wasn't listening.
The
Nintendo
Switch
Switch
Online app on phone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, besides that, I think that's really about it. If everyone's done,
I think that's
I
about
think
it
we,
as
I
well.
think
I
we,
think
I
that's
think we,
covered everything.
I think we've got almost everything out of the way.
We just need to do the Nintendo Direct discussion from yesterday, and yeah. I mean, honestly,
didn't
the
watch
only
the
thing we got to do is talk about from yesterday.
Yeah, I think.
Because
I didn't really-
we already talked about the Switch 2 Direct and how we think it'll pan out.
Yeah,
so all we just gotta do
like, what do you,
yesterday.
I think we've
Carlos,
already discussed like the main topics.
We've
from it.
mentioned like
You mentioned
Tamagotchi Life
Well,
and Metroid Prime.
well, the thing is that we never talked about like how we think Tamagotchi Life will.
Oh yeah,
be.
yeah. Okay, I will bring that up real quick. I think that we'll get a style of. I think this new Tamagotchi Life 2 game is gonna be kind of like an Animal Crossing style, in my opinion.
I
it
feel
kind of
like it.
yeah, it kind of looks like it.
I think it's gonna be Tamagotchi Life kind of mixed in with Animal Crossing mechanics, in my opinion. Like that's exactly how it looks like.
To
it's gonna
me,
be.
what I think is that like, I know, I know Yoshibyte was supposed to go second, but I'm gonna just bring this up real quick.
No, you can go. I'm in the voice.
I mean, because to me, it's like, um, both me and Coby. I think Coby also brought this up, and I think even Bray and Tanuki brought it up. But basically, how I think they'll do it is either how Bray just said, like it'll kind of be like a bit of an integration of like some Animal Crossing mechanics. But I also think what they might end up. I mean, this obviously this is just what I'm thinking with my dumbass, but I think what what I think they'll do the fucking original way that like they did with the 3DS and the original DS, but use the mouse mechanics of the Joy-Con.
Yeah,
Yes, we need to bring
yeah,
that up.
I-
Mouse.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about
Mouse.
that.
Okay, that would be perfect for if they
No, we brought it
remade
up.
like. No, but like we didn't like say what it would be good for.
Yeah. Like okay, but like Mario Maker.
Yeah, no,
Mario
like
Maker's
Mario
perfect.
Mario
DS
Paint.
games are perfect.
Mario Maker is literally like the target. Like, I mean, like that.
If Yutaka Saito decided to make Seaman 3, that would be amazing.
Mario Paint. Mario Paint.
Yeah, Mario.
And Mario Paint.
Let's get Mario Paint remastered.
Yutaka
DS
Saito
games
wasn't
on
behind it, but
NSO
it'd
as
be fun.
well.
I don't know if we'll get. Okay, I don't know if we'll get any DS games, but if we do, that would be awesome.
GameCube, I think we'll get, and that'll be a Switch 2.
Okay,
only
I
thing.
100% think we'll get GameCube. I don't see why.
I think that's gonna be Switch 2 only though.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I mean, hey, whatever. That's.
But yeah, no. To me, I just think that for me, well, yeah. What I think Tamagotchi Life will either be is just they'll do the Animal Crossing style, or they'll have it like the original where you would just pick the place that you go to, but you're using the DS. Not the DS. What the? I'm fucking stupid. The Joy-Con mouse feature. Or hell, they might even add like touchscreen integration.
If they're gonna do that, they may as well add a web browser.
Yeah.
I have to bring up something about that. Tomodachi Life, the new one, is also coming out on Switch 1. So
that is true.
That makes it tricky.
So
Yeah,
that's why I also brought up that they might also integrate like touchscreen on it too.
Yeah, they could do that too.
Yeah, but like the Switch's touchscreen's like a fucking stab screen.
True.
And plus, you can't use that in TV mode.
That is
Yeah,
true. So we'll just kind of have to just wait, like.
But anyways, yeah. So one of us will be streaming it. So if you wanna like, the
I
day-
probably won't, considering the internet here.
Wait,
so...
Carlos, I got a question. Will
Yeah.
you be there for the direct?
Wait. What time is it supposed to be
It's
at?
Wednesday at 9 a.m.
Shit.
Actually, it's 8 a.m. your time. My bad.
Okay. Yeah, I should.
So what time would it be
yeah,
for
wait.
me?
It would 6
it will
a.m.
be
for you.
It will
6
be
a.m.
6 a.m. for you.
Okay.
Anyways,
I should
yeah,
be
so
there, though.
Actually, we might be streaming it here. I don't know. Maybe.
I
Who even
won't-
knows at
I
this
will
point?
not be streaming.
I-
I will record it though.
I will definitely be streaming on my channel, so if you want to go by
I
there.
will. If you want to watch it live, I guess we'll go to Braylon. But I will
Yeah.
also upload like our reactions on a video.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I'll
yeah,
probably
if,
also
Maybe
stream on
because I don't
my
think I have
channel as well.
internet right now.
so okay, well I feel like we've got all of our predictions. Any last predictions anyone has?
1080p handheld screen. That's the only thing I'm gonna say.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
what?
I
Okay,
mean,
one more thing I forgot to add on. More fucking storage.
yeah, I think
Oh,
yeah,
God,
that does
yeah.
have to be
Given, I think we're gonna get like 256
yeah,
gigabytes.
yeah, I think we'll get 256. But I mean, yeah, we only got 4 more days, so I guess we'll see how that turns out in
Yeah.
about Wednesday. Anyways, guys, bye.
Thank you all for
Goodbye.
this
Thank you
brewcast.
for
See
listening.
see you guys in like I don't know 2 years maybe. I don't fucking know.
In 2 years. Well, the next episode in 2 years.
Anyways, see y'all
Okay,
later,
we
y'all.
finally